Hey guys, welcome to this educational video. I'm Liam with Tennessee Trust Realty, and today we're going to be going over how to buy homes under market value before they hit the market. So these are homes that nobody even knows are for sale, so you will be making the only offer on these homes. And really, before we start, I'd like to say, I hate sales videos. That's not what this is. There's a very good chance you're going to watch this video and learn a ton of super helpful information about how to buy a home and then go along your own way. And that's totally fine. So we may never work together. And like I said, that's totally fine. If this video, if all it does is help you out a ton, then I've achieved my goal. Now, after we're done, you may choose to work with me, and I would love that too. But you can take your credit cards and put them away because you're not gonna need them for this video. We're gonna be going over three things in particular, three big opportunities that you can take advantage of when buying a home. And so that's what we'll be covering today. Now make sure to stick around to the end of the video because there's a bonus there completely free of charge that'll really help you and your family when you're searching for your perfect home here in East Tennessee. So let's get started. Now whether you're a first-time home buyer and you're looking for that perfect starter home, or you're looking to upgrade, maybe you need some more room for an expanding family, or maybe you're looking to downsize after becoming empty nesters, or retirement, whatever it may be, these three things are imperative when it comes to buying a home and actually getting a good deal on it. Now, the first really big opportunity is going to be with your home search. Now, as you know, if you want to get a good deal on something, generally speaking, you don't want to be doing what everybody else is doing, right? And when it comes to home buying, everybody is just searching on Zillow, on Realtor.com, and places like that. Now, the problem with this is all the savvy home buyers and the investors, the people who know how to get the deals, they're all finding these homes before they ever hit the open market, which means they're finding them before they're on Zillow. The truth is, by the time they get to Zillow, you're basically looking at leftover inventory that's just going to the general public. Obviously with that, you can still find a home sometimes, but it's most likely going to be overpriced. And you may even have seen this in your own personal search for a home. Even just going on Zillow and just kind of shopping for your dream home, you realize how expensive some of this stuff is, and a lot of it may not even be exactly what you want. And so the home search is the first place that you're going to find that big opportunity. So the second big opportunity is going to be with regard to how you finance your new home. A lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, think that going to their local bank, where you've got your savings or your checking account, is going to be the best place to get a mortgage, but oftentimes that's not the case. If you're working with a professional realtor, oftentimes they're going to have hookups with local lenders, local mortgage brokers that can get you better terms, better rates than your local bank would be able to do. And one thing to keep in mind, my parents actually had this exact situation come up for their home, is a lot of times realtors will know private lenders. So these are people who own and trust funds, they've managed trust funds, and they loan money to families who are looking to buy their first home or buy a home. So knowing a realtor, knowing a professional like that can really help you get better terms with your financing, which, let's face it, we're talking about a huge purchasing decision here that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That can save you lots and lots of money just with a few different percentage changes on the terms of your loan. Now, the third really big opportunity is with regard to negotiation. Now, despite what you might think, negotiation really doesn't have to do as much with negotiating the sale price of the home. It has more to do with negotiating the actual terms that you get when purchasing. So this may be things like who's going to pay for what, right? If you have a really good realtor that's awesome at negotiating, they can maybe negotiate that the seller fix certain things before you move into the home and they pay for that instead of you. And that kind of stuff can save you thousands of dollars when buying your home. So to recap, the search for your home is the first big opportunity. You definitely want to keep off of Zillow and off of Realtor.com and find those off-market homes where you can really get the good deals. The second thing is going to be with regard to how you finance your home. And the third thing is with regard to the negotiation. Now, if you can nail all three of these things when you're buying a home, it's not only going to save you lots of money, but it's also going to make the home buying process a breeze. I mean, buying a home should be a fun experience, and it doesn't have to be this crazy, stressful thing where you're worried about getting taken advantage of, right? So if you can nail those three things, it's really going to help you in the home buying experience. Now first, let's talk about your credit. If you don't have access to your credit score, make sure to download an app like Credit Karma. It's completely free if you don't use it already, and it'll give you a pretty good estimate of what your credit score actually is. And one thing that we've found is that credit score tends to be off just a little bit. It's a little bit suppressed usually. So if your credit score says 640, a lot of times that could be closer to 660 or so. It just depends on how Credit Karma decides to do that. And the reason Credit Karma is free, just in case you don't know, they make money on giving you offers on more credit cards or more loans, and they make a little referral fee if you use that. So I wouldn't recommend using those, but it is a great way to get access to your free credit score if you don't have that already. Now, what kind of credit score do you need to qualify for a mortgage? So generally what we find is that a credit score of 660 or higher should get you qualified for a mortgage. But if you have a 640 or a 620, again, that credit score could be suppressed a little bit, as well as there are ways to quickly raise your credit score if needed. And so if you have at least a 620, it's certainly still worth checking out. So moral of the story is if you're at a 620 or a 640 or higher, it's definitely worth getting started with the home buying process today. So the next thing to check out is what we call a perfect home finder program. A lot of agents won't offer this, but this is essentially where you give the agent a list of exactly what you want, whether that be school district, number of bedrooms, certain location, really can be anything, and they will go out and spend their own marketing dollars to find you that perfect home. So it's completely free of charge for you. And one thing to mention too is that even if you do decide to purchase a home, which there's no obligation to do so, but if you do, the seller is actually the one that will pay that commission to the agent. So it really is free to you, at least on the buying side. Now, once you go to sell your home, that's a different story. But right now, you're the buyer, so it really is free of charge to you. One thing I'll say is that when you're looking at a home, there's probably a list of things that you are like, this is a must-have, right? We've got a dog, we've got to have a fenced-in yard, you know, we've got 3 kids, we've got to have at least 4 bedrooms, whatever it may be. And it really stinks to go out onto Zillow and try to find exactly what you want, and it just doesn't seem to be out there, or if it is, it's too expensive. And one thing I'll say is that with something as big of a purchase as buying a home, it's not really something you want to settle on. And so being able to find exactly what you want, that's extremely important. And that's what something like the Perfect Home Finder program will do for you. So to recap, if you can get that wish list together of your perfect home and you give that to your realtor, and as long as they're a really good target marketer and they offer this Perfect Home Finder service, they'll go out, find all the homes that are unlisted that perfectly meet your criteria. And that way you're not having to pick through the homes that are already on the market that people have already seen, and you're not having to deal with multiple offer situations or things like that. You're getting access to the homes before anybody else even knows they're for sale. The next thing that your agent will do for you is get you RWA certified. That stands for Ready, Willing, and Able. Not only can that save you thousands of dollars at the negotiating table, but it also means that sellers are going to take you a lot more seriously when you're making offers on their homes. Now, as far as timing, you may be wondering, when should I start looking for a home? We're not going to be looking for a home for another 4 months or so. Should we start now or not? And generally speaking, what I advise people is if you're going to be looking for a home in the next 3 to 6 months, you should start today. And the biggest reason for that is you want to have options. You don't want to get to the point where you maybe have sold your existing home or you're really needing to move into a place and there's just not exactly what you want on the market. Again, like I said previously, the last thing you want to do is settle when buying a home since it is such a big purchase. So again, let's say that you were looking to buy a home in the next 3 to 6 months. You would want to start today. That way you can, at the very minimum, get the education that you need to make an informed decision when you go to buy your home, and you're not going to feel rushed or feel like you have to settle with something that's not exactly what you want. So to recap what we've gone over so far, it's crucial that you know how everything works, that you get yourself to RWA status, and that you're searching the right way through something like a Perfect Home Finder service that, again, is completely free to you. This will allow you to make sure that you find the perfect home that really meets your family's needs, and you're not going to overpay for anything. And that's the great thing about having a representative as a buyer, is that you don't save or lose anything on the purchase price of the home. Everything's the same for you. You just get that added safety net of having someone that's guarding your best interest and helping you negotiate and get the best price possible. Now guys, the Perfect Home Finder program is something that I offer, as well as helping you get to RWA status. So if you'd like to work with me, you can text HOME to 865-205-6003. And all I'm gonna do is text you and ask you what your ideal home is. If you'd like to talk on the phone or meet in person to go over that, we totally can, but you're not committing to buying a home, you're not committing to signing a contract. I'm not gonna ask you to do that, and I'm not gonna try to sell you on anything. Like I said all throughout this video, this service really is free to you as a buyer. So I'd love the opportunity to work with you and meet you in person. So hopefully we can find that perfect home for you together. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.